Hey there, it's CJ Willie, and I'm cracking a pack. Today is pack number 6 of my Magic the Gathering Zendikar Rising bundle. The focus of the video is what is your pick? As I crack the pack, I will discuss which card would be my pack 1 pick 1. My viewpoint will be from a very casual Magic the Gathering player perspective. It will not be a Pro Tour grinder or even Friday Night Magic grinder take. It will be a kitchen table draft having fun with friends' opinion. Check out the preview video on my Zendikar Rising bundle. I have added the link to the preview video in the description below. Let's get to cracking pack number 6. Shell Shield, single blue mana instant, has kicker for 1 generic mana. Target creature you control gets +0/+3 until end of turn. If this spell is kicked, that creature also gains hexproof until end of turn. In limited, this is a great protection spell in blue. You can buff the back end of your creature so it survives combat. If you have 2 mana, you can give it hexproof and protect your bomb. Tazim Raptor, 3 mana, 2 and a white. Bird at 2/2 has flying. When Tazim Raptor enters the battlefield, you may return a land you control to its owner's hand. In the white-green landfall deck, Tazim Raptor is a great evasive creature. Not only does it get in for 2 damage in the air, but it can bounce a land to your hand. You can replay it and trigger a landfall ability from one of your other creatures. Sneaking Guide, single red mana, Goblin Rogue at 1/1. For 2 generic mana, you can tap it. Target creature with power 2 or less can't be blocked this turn. If you need to get in some sneaky damage, you can get one of your smaller creatures through. Zulaport Duelist, single blue mana, human rogue at 1/1, has flash. When Zulaport Duelist enters the battlefield, up to 1 target creature gets -2, -0 until end of turn. Its controller mills 2 cards. You can flash Zulaport Duelist in at combat, nerf one of your opponent's creatures, possibly take it out in combat, and get some incidental mill. Blood Beckoning, single black mana, sorcery. It has kicker for 3 generic mana. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If this spell is kicked, instead return 2 target creatures from your graveyard to your hand. In limited, cards like Blood Beckoning do a good job in getting your bomb back from the graveyard. Adventure Awaits, 2 mana, 1 and a green sorcery. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. If you didn't put a card into your hand this way, draw a card. The biggest drawback is you can't grab a land and put it into your hand. With Zendikar Rising being landfall, it seems very weird that this sort of card usually allows you to grab a creature or a land. Expedition Diviner, 4 mana, 3 and a blue, Merfolk Wizard at 3/2, has flying. As long as you control another wizard, Expedition Diviner has, when this creature dies, draw a card. In limited, a 3/2 flyer for 4 I think is already good enough. Having another wizard and being able to draw a card and replace Expedition Diviner when it dies makes this a pretty good common in blue. We have a showcase card, Skyclave Squid, 2 mana, 1 and a blue, squid at 3/2, has Defender, has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Skyclave Squid can attack this turn as though it didn't have Defender. I would much rather pay 4 mana for Expedition Diviner and have a 3/2 flyer than I would Skyclave Squid, hoping to have landfall and attack in with a 3/2 is going to die to a 2/2 or 2/1. Canopy Baloth, 4 mana, 3 and a green, beast at 4/3, has landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, Canopy Baloth gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Fits really well into the white-green landfall deck. As long as you have lands to play, a 6/5 attacker every turn is going to slowly dwindle your opponent's resources. First uncommon is Merfolk Falconer, 5 mana, 3 and 2 blue. It's a Merfolk Wizard at 4/4. It has flying. Whenever you cast a kick spell, scry 2. A 4/4 flyer for 5 is good already. Being able to scry 2 if you kicked a spell is icing on the cake. I think this fits well in a white-blue flyers deck. It fits really well in a blue-green kicker deck. Spoils of Adventure, 6 mana, 4 generic, 1 white, 1 blue, instant. This spell costs 1 generic less to cast for each creature in your party. You gain 3 life and draw 3 cards. Gaining 3 life Yeah, that's great, but drawing 3 cards is tremendous. At instant speed makes the card even better. On your opponent's end step, you cast Spoils of Adventure, refill your hand. In limited, you'll probably be able to play this on turn 4. Skyclave Shadowcat, 4 mana, 3 and a black. Cat Horror at 3/3. You can pay 1 generic and a black, sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Skyclave Shadowcat. Whenever a creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, draw a card. In the black-green +1/+1 counters deck, Skyclave Shadowcat fits in perfectly. You can sacrifice your smaller creatures, you can sacrifice creatures that are going to die in combat. Skyclave Shadowcat gets bigger, and every creature with a counter on it that dies is going to replace itself with a card. Okay, well, we get a great rare or mythic rare. We have a mythic, Turn Timber Symbiosis. 7 mana, 4 generic, 3 green, sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a creature card from among them onto the battlefield. If that card has converted mana cost 3 or less, it enters with 3 additional +1/+1 counters on it. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. I think this is an absolute bomb in limited. It allows you to go and find, hopefully, your bomb in the top 7 cards. It's definitely a card that can pull you back into the game if you're behind. It definitely is a card that can change the board state of the game. On its backside, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. Kind of spoiled that. We'll get to that in a second. On its backside is Turn Timber Serpentine Wood. It's a land. As it enters the battlefield, you can pay 3 life. If you do, it enters untapped, and then you can tap it, add green mana. If you're never going to reach the 7 mana to go search your library out for a creature, you can play it as a land. Okay, we have a really cool foil, and it looks like it's one of the pre-release cards. I had no idea that they were inserting these into packs. It's Skyclave Apparition, 3 mana, 1 generic mana, 2 white, Core Spirit at 2/2. When Skyclave Apparition enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target non-land, non-token permanent you don't control with converted mana cost 4 or less. When Skyclave Apparition leaves the battlefield, the exile card's owner creates an XX blue illusion creature token where X is the converted mana cost of the exiled card. In limited, I think this is an absolute bomb. It's a card that will turn off your opponent's early threats. If your opponent's able to get rid of Skyclave Apparition, they do get a blue illusion creature token, but more than likely a 2/2 or a 3/3 with no abilities is going to be far less impactful than the bomb you took care of. Okay, then we have a swamp and one of the modal double face checklist cards. My favorite card or best card out of the pack is going to be close. Both cards, Turn Timber Symbiosis and Skyclave Apparition, are great cards. I think I'm going to go with Skyclave Apparition. It may be difficult to get 7 total mana, 3 of which has to be green and limited, whereas Skyclave Apparition definitely is something that you can play on turn 3, 4, or 5 and take care of your opponent's crazy early bomb. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please subscribe and share. Take some time to tell me in the comment section what was your favorite card or the best card out of the pack. Until next time, when I'm back to crack pack number 7 for my Magic the Gathering Zendikar Rising bundle in What Is Your Pick?